guys, welcome back. Tonight I have decided I'm going to make up some sin bags for my slimming world. I've had a bit of a bad couple of weeks unfortunately, so I've decided I need to get my butt back in shape, and I thought I would do that by making up some sin bags. It's an idea that my consultant gave to me. She said it really helps keep track of the sin intake that you're having. So what I'll do is I will show you the stuff that I've got, and I'll give you the kind of general idea, and then I'll make them. Alright, so a quick disclaimer before I do this. I am in absolutely no way associated with Slimming World or any of the brands that you see here. This is just literally me making up my wee treats for the week and me showing you how I do it. So no way associated or endorsed with any of these. So the general idea of slim bags, try again. The general idea of sin bags is if you're like me and you're a bit of a snack fiend. Surprisingly, I do prefer crisps more than sweets, but I've got a lot of sweets. Anyway, if you're partial to too many snacks like me, then a good idea is to make up some sin bags. So each bag would have, say, between 8 and 12 sins in it. Give yourself some wiggle room for like sauce, mayonnaise, stuff like that. And you just make your bags up, and then you have one of these bags a day, and that's your treats. Now, surprisingly, things like drumsticks, dip dabs, and refreshers and things like that are surprisingly very low in sins. So I'll be just using up them. Bought a couple of these multi-bags here. They are empty, they're all over here. Just to make these up, and got some of these wee cheapy crisps. I did write down the sin values of everything before I filmed this because I didn't want to bore you all to death by taking ages to work out the sin values. So I'll just give you a quick rundown. So the bikers here are 5.5 sins per bag. The small bags of Cheetos are 3.5. The dip dabs here are 4.5. These here, these oink things, are 5.5. Chewits here they're 5.5 sins per packet, or they're half a sin each. Freddo caramels are 4.5. Now just full chocolate Freddos are 5 sins, which or 5.5 I think it is, which I don't understand why caramel ones have less sins, but they do, so I went for the caramel ones. Curly Wurlies are 6 sins. These Milky Bars are 6. Fudge is 5.5. A Chomp is also 5.5. I did have 2, but yes, I did eat one. The Haribo Star Mix and the Haribo Tang Fastics, these are 16 gram bags and they're 3.5 each. Refresher bars, now there's slightly bigger ones, the 10 gram bars are 2 sins, the slightly smaller ones here are 1.5. Fizzers, these ones here, these are 1.5 sins for this wee tube here. These banana things are 2 sins, drumsticks are 2 sins. These toffee things are 2.5, Parma Violets are 1.5, I know, right? Double lollies here are 2 sins, again I ate one. And these Love Hearts here are 1.5 sins. So I'm just going to make up a bunch of bags containing all these items just to keep my sins on track. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so what I'll be doing, as I said, is I'll just be popping some of the crisps and sweeties into different bags. I'll just be using these like kind of freezer bags here. I'll also be using just paper and some sticky tape to just tape the amount of sins onto each bag so I don't forget. I did used to have sticky labels, but I've either lost them or finished them, I don't know what, so I'll have to make do with that. I need to buy some more sticky labels, I think. Right, so going from here, okay, now I have to say it is quite a bit of effort to do a sin bag because you've got to know the sin values for everything, and then you've got to work out the values for all your sin bags. But if you're like me and you get a bit carried away when you're treating yourself, it is totally worth it. So I think I'm going to put some bikers into my first one. Right, that's 5.5. Some Parma Violets. That takes me up to, what, 7. Okay, and I'll have 2 chews, that's 8. And a drumstick, right, so that's 10 in this one. I think that's enough for this bag. Okay, so we're just going to tie it up here. Try not to bore you to death with me tying my bag. It's my birthday next week, so I am expecting a gain. So between now and then, I've got to be really, really good. I used to do that thing where if I'd been really bad one day, I would cut down my sins the next day, or basically have none at all. But my consultant gave me into a lot of trouble for that and said, no, even if you've had a really bad day, you stick to plan, you have your full between 5 and 15 sins the next day, do it, otherwise you're not following plan. So there you go, there's my consultant's advice. Even if you have had a rubbish day and you've been right off plan, next day still have all your sins. So what do we say here, 10 sins, okay, and I am just going to stick that onto my bag here, and I've actually lost my bag. Here we go. So here's my wee 10 sin bag here, so that would leave me up to 5 sins to have things like mayonnaise or mustard or sauce or basically anything like that. Alright, and yeah, so I'm just going to whiz through the rest of these. That's me done. It took me about maybe 10 minutes to make up all of them, just by the time, you know, I worked out the sins in all of the bags. And I have quite a few bags here, so that should keep it going for a wee while. Let me show you what I got. Okay, so this is 15 sin bags. Now they range from slightly lower 8 sins all the way up to 12 sins. I do have quite higher sin bags because I don't generally have a lot of sins with my meals. My meals tend to be sin free or very low in sins. But obviously if your sin is mayonnaise or something like that and you eat more of that, then obviously you can make lower sin bags. So yeah, this is my wee sin bags here. So you can see in my wee 8.5 ones here, I've got, in this one for example, I've got a fudge, got some fizzers, a couple of chewits. Surprisingly, some of the best bags are actually the 10 sin bags, like my Dip Dab here, and a packet of Cheetos and a wee refresher. That is definitely my favourite bag, I love that. So yeah, this is basically 15 days worth of sin bags, so about 2 weeks. And I'll get some good use out of that, so that'll help me keep track of my sins. I hope you enjoyed this, I hope you took some tips away from it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.